Main Street.
I think when moving from Minneapolis back to a smaller town, this was my way of getting a little bit of being in town, and so this was a way to be close to Main Street, to still be able to walk to a coffee shop and a movie theater, and I just like the big old homes too.
Although this 110-year-old farmhouse was in dire need of some TLC, it was an immediate hit with Ann's 4-year-old daughter, Kate.
There was something there that she liked about it because she came in and said, "Is this going to be our house, Mommy?" And she even picked her room.
Ann picked up the 2,000 square foot home for a little over $100,000, partly because the home hadn't been updated in decades.
You really have to update in order to even function anymore. So wanted to have a modern feel to the old, almost a little bit kind of an eclectic feel from old to new rather than in between styles.
As an interior designer, Ann was in a unique position to put her stamp on the home. Updating the 3 bedrooms didn't take much, but Ann's home office came with some unusual features.
The gal that I bought it from, once her husband passed away, she lived on the lower level and she converted the upper level into kind of a duplex or a second apartment. So there's a kitchen over the garage.
Avocado green appliances aside, Ann was determined to remodel the home in a way that respected its history.
I could see right away that this home had some things that you're just not going to find in other homes. The crown molding was here, all the picture rail molding and sheer rails, and so many homes anymore when they're older, people get a hold of them and those are the things they tear out.
As she updated her way through the downstairs, Ann found that the architecture of the 1890s often influenced her design.
This area really kind of had to stay a small sitting area. There wasn't a lot of room for other things, and so I dressed up the room by using this chandelier.
The chandelier was one Ann had rescued from a friend's garbage.
The really fun part is I did end up having it replaced, and I found out that somebody can tell me.
Ann calls this room the hearth room.
Well, the fireplace is a focal point right as you come in, and what I loved about it was that it's bold, and it's actually when you can tell it's original from the detail in the trim. You can see that the fireplace is crooked. It's really level across the top, and then it slopes down on the outsides, and that's because the house has settled around the original chimney that's still here.
There are more period details in the dining room.
This palm tree paper probably was the one thing in the house that I knew I didn't want to change right off the bat, just because it's kind of fun and a really large pattern. And the paper probably is made from the 20s or 30s, might not even be that old, but it definitely has some design character to it. I just like it.
And the original china cabinets have been put to good use.
I actually work in this room quite a bit, so some of my office things are in there. This is the kitchen, and this is the room that we've probably most recently done the most work. This right here used to be a tiny little opening over her stove, and I wanted to be able to open it into the other room. So we added this bar high counter. I think to open this wall probably was about $500.
And added instant corn. Just ahead, a townhome in Mobile earned some equity before the buyers had even moved in.
We bought the house for $169,000. Now I believe they're selling for just about $200,000.
And later, a Cincinnati modern boasts some classic TJs.
The different type of tile that goes around the fireplace, pretty much all the light fixtures, things in the bathroom and the kitchen as well. We got to pick out pretty much everything from the countertops to the faucet, the appliances. We picked out the microwave and the stove, and then the refrigerator we got ourselves.
So, what about the paint colors?
I like plain stuff, like beige and tan, things like that. And my wife likes all these colors and had all these ideas and reads all the magazines and everything.
Melanie searched diligently for the perfect blue, which she loved, and Morgan did not.
And so finally I said something, and she got upset because she was, been planning this perfect room. So she changed it to a different shade of blue. I don't think it was much different, but it ended up being this blue. We really liked it, and usually when people come in our house, the first thing they'll say is, "I really like your blue." And so I usually take credit for saying that I picked out this blue color.
Well, regardless, someone did a great job.
I like how the house was from the living room to kitchen to the master bedroom, which is all really open. This is the master bedroom, and it is on the main floor. It's big enough that it can fit a nice big bed that is really tall, and a chest of drawers so we can store all of our clothes in here and have lots of space. And then another thing that we shoes that I'm not supposed to buy anymore, and everything stored right in there.
There's even an upstairs where these young professionals have set up a home office.
This room pretty much has everything that we wanted to keep from college. We have our diplomas. Usually I sit here on the couch and study for school, and Morgan will sit on my desk and trade at night.
Morgan may be trading online, but he's happy with his deal in Mobile. For around $200,000, they got a townhome with nearly 1,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths in a new development.
It's our first home. It's really nice, and it's probably nicer than I expected it to be. So we're really glad that we found this when we did. It's definitely an upgrade from where I was living in college.
Here's another good deal in Mobile, a free seafood dinner. No one knows exactly why, but sometimes crabs, shrimp, and fish swarm the waters of Mobile Bay. People come in droves to catch their fill in a spontaneous beach party. Next up, we're doing a 3-state, 200K real estate roundup in Ohio, Utah, and Arkansas. Just ahead, U.S. history. Well, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see. What you get for the money. Today in Riverside, California,
I forgot
Spanish
how it
style
looked.
home lets the sun shine in. And a
Do you remember how it looked in Riverside? The little,
6 homes
bowl.
for 600,000.
What was they in?
Just ahead, what you get for the
Nope, I forgot all about how that looked.
I forgot how the whole colors in there. Wait a minute, here they are. Here they are.
They rediscovered it in Riverside,
Where
California.
they mean?
A light and bright contemporary home.
More.
Tina, Tina.
Don't forget.
When I purchased a mandolin from this woman right here, I thought that's really cool to have this picture, and it was the catalyst for me starting this whole collection. We look at some of the people's faces, and they're no longer with us, and we're kind of looking into the past.
Upstairs, the home boasts 6 bedrooms. Like the rest of the house, even the storage is oversized.
Almost every closet has been customized to enhance the function. Like the bedroom closets all have shoe storage and drawers and just wonderful hooks and you can really manage your clothing.
Which was a big draw for Deborah.
This is my dressing room off our master bedroom, and this was the defining moment of when I decided I must live here because it has shoe storage and has all kinds
Well, I forgot to tell you,
Oktoberfesters set a record. 48,000 people participated in the world's largest chicken dance. We're headed to Fayetteville, Arkansas next, where one couple outgrew the house they lived in for 17 years, but instead of moving, they renovated. And later, the good life is at the beach on Dauphin Island, Alabama. Coming up on what you get for the money. Welcome back to what you get for the money. Just outside Fayetteville, Arkansas, our next
what's this for? Beat here?
here with their laid-back lifestyle.
We're about 10 minutes away from it. We can get to university in 10 minutes and watch every sport. Bentonville, where I used to work, is about 20 miles away. It took me 25 minutes to get to work.
Joe now loves the retired life, which includes lots of golf, and Teresa works for nonprofits. But both really
Those are changes to get us to the same house. We weren't trying to make a new house out of an old house. We were just trying to make it a different living arrangement.
It's so nice about it, right? Because the way it looks, it closed.
first floor, adding a first floor office, and opening up the kitchen and dining room.
Probably the thing that most of the environment is the room ceiling. That mirrors the table underneath and encompasses the whole ceiling, and then it goes right into the kitchen, which is the part of the house.
Upstairs in the grandkids' playroom, a fanciful mural adds a personal twist.
The art that we used actually incorporated things that have to do with our life. It incorporated images of the children that are all around the room. Then they have some of our lights. Joe's a golfer. I love the horses. So we have those in there too.
And while the younger generation certainly loves the top floor, it's down in the basement where the big kids have their toys.
This is my new theater room. We spent probably about $50,000 in renovations and additions. Of course, every penny of it.
A 100-inch high-def television is great for entertaining friends and family. But when hosting becomes too much, a sophisticated refuge is close by.
The wine cellar is off the basement area next to the media theater room. It was a bonus room that actually we didn't realize we did until we finished it out. It's a great place for storing wine.
Outside, an extensive deck serves as a sitting area and caps off this renovation.
I got to watch them take it apart, put it back together, and they did a fantastic job. I love the house and stuff.
So, what does $600,000 fetch in Northwest Arkansas? 3,500 square feet of gracious living, including 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 2 offices, and a basement with a cozy wine cellar and a top-of-the-line home theater. And while all these upgrades are fantastic, it still can't mask the real reason the Moores could never move.
The reason we live in this house is because the golf course is just at the end of the street. It's tea time.
You know, the highest point in Fayetteville is Mount Sequoia, named after a Native American who invented the Cherokee alphabet. Just ahead, beach living on Dauphin Island, Alabama, priceless views in Corpus Christi, Texas, and urban chic in Phoenix, Arizona, all for $600,000. Coming up on what you get for the money.
Mopping is hard work, but I thought it was the only way I can get my floors truly clean. And then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop and realized that I can get cleaner floors without the extra work. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact, and it adds hundreds of strips to scrub away sticky messes, even from grout lines. Okay, Power Mop. Plus, it's 360-degree swivel head, cleans up along base boards, and even behind the toilet. So ditch the bucket and all the hard work that comes along with it with the Swiffer Power Mop.
When you shop at home, you'll find decor for all for you. Like Danielle, who's about to have the sunless spot on the black carpet. So however you decorate this season, you'll find it only at home. At home, decor for all for you.
Welcome back to what you get for the money. $600,000 to get you beachfront living on Dauphin Island, Alabama, a Zen den in Corpus Christi, Texas, or a cool downtown loft in Phoenix. Dauphin Island.
Literally a tower in the middle of the room.
Wait a minute. Dwayne's office seems quite a bit smaller than Trina's.
I would say mine's about 300 square feet, yours is about 48 square feet. There are reasons.
Okay, just checking.
My tower is the center of the main block of the house, and it's used to separate the living area from the kitchen. The tower houses the pantry, the refrigerator, the bar, the TV, and then the staircase going up to the tower, which is sort of a ship's ladder. Then on top is just enough room for my desk. I pretty much live up here in the mornings and late at night. I have a primary office that's away from the house, so all of my work that we do here is simply, from one file off of the disk on the computer. So I don't need much room.
Well, I know it's fun on the side. And that I have cement floors where I can roll around in my heels.
Well, if you have cement floors, you gotta have wheels.
Right off of the master bedroom is the master bath, where we have a symmetrical layout with the his and her side. We've got my vanity, which is much higher. Then next to that we have the wardrobe cabinetry, which is where we have all our clothes, our dresser, etc.
On my side, my wardrobe cabinet matches. I have my shoes, I have my closet space to hang all of my clothes. My vanity is about 6 inches shorter than his, and I have an area where I can sit down since it is shorter and put my makeup on and do whatever I need to.
As with most homes, the two areas with a lot of personality are the master and the kitchen.
It's pretty much where we live. And what I like about the kitchen is the openness and the fact that it's right here in the middle of everything, that we knew we would have white Ferrer countertops just because it feels like such a kitchen. And of course we contrasted that.
You know, Baton Rouge is also home to Southern University, one of the most well-known of the historically black colleges. The school opened its doors in 1881 with just 12 students. Today, the school enrolls 9,000 students each year. Up next, a condo in Marina Del Rey shows two former New Yorkers what California living is all about. And later, a renovation that didn't quite turn out as planned in Corpus Christi. Coming up on what you get for the money. Welcome back to what you get for the money. Our next homeowners went from a dingy apartment on the East Coast to a hip condo in sunny Southern Cal. For the same price, they got a view of the beach and a whole new outlook on life. The second largest city in the United States, Los Angeles, California is equally known for its gorgeous weather and endless traffic. But head for the area the locals call West Side, and you'll find a strip of neighborhoods with more sand and smog.
Marina Del Rey is all the way west of downtown, so we're right on the coast.
We're walking by the marina itself where the boats are. It's just great to listen to nothing. Coming from New York, you know, we came from, you'd wake up with your garbage trucks for your alarm clock.
Marissa and Vincent Saratella were true blue New Yorkers when an LA job offer brought them out west and gave them 2 weeks to find a new home.
We were driving around and we saw the building and I said, it's a tall building, reminds me of New York, great. Let's just go and give it a shot. I really like the area because it's walkable a little bit, so it's sort of like New York in that way, not exactly, but it's not a neighborhood where I have to drive to everything I need to do.
And behind their 19-story condo building is something they'd never find in New York.
This is Venice Beach. It's the very beginning of Venice Beach, sort of the quieter end.
Wow, so what's really great about back here is the open space, you know, the quiet walks. The beaches are so wide that you really can find a nice little spot, nice little corner. Sit down, watch sunset.
The location even allows Marissa, an art producer, and Vincent, a visual effects director, to avoid the notorious LA commute.
I'm only 10-15 minutes away from work, and she's literally 2-3 minutes away from work, so we avoid the infamous 4 or 5 highways around here.
Vincent and Marissa paid $425,000 for a one-bedroom condo on the building's 9th floor. It's only 900 square feet, but floor-to-ceiling windows make the compact space feel limitless. Master bedroom.
It's something you think, oh, if you live here long enough, you get bored of that. I've never gotten bored of waking up and looking out the window to this amazing view. Even architecturally, we've tried to keep our bedroom as simple as possible. There's no TV in there, and we really try to enjoy the outdoor space with our space in our bedroom. When you go to sleep at night, you actually feel like you're going to sleep outside. It's kind of a nice, relaxing way to go to sleep.
The master bath rounds out the condo space.
One of my favorite things about the apartment when I first saw it was the bathroom, because I love a big bathroom and it's very unexpected in a small apartment. It's got a great big shower and tub and a double vanity, and I just love it.
In fact, it's about the same size as the galley kitchen. Vincent and Marissa added $17,000 worth of upgrades to the modern condo, from stainless steel appliances to an espresso-hued hardwood that contrasts the light decor. It may seem like a cozy fit for two, but Vincent's even found room for his inner artist.
Coming from New York, I was able to, to really utilize and be comfortable with working in small spaces. The bonus out here is the use of light that we get from the large windows. By actually working on the wall, I think you kind of get a sense of what it's also going to look like presented when I'm showing the work.
Except that paint and a white color scheme can sometimes be trouble.
And this is the danger. I need a studio. I came to Los Angeles thinking I'm going to work for a year just to try to save up enough income to go back to New York. Kind of a dream come true to live in a place where, aesthetically is something that inspires me every morning is, I think, the most exciting thing for me about living there.
With their eyes newly open to the benefits of life at the beach, the Saratellas think that they might stay a while.
I think to have this kind of open space is, you really begin to appreciate a lot the differences between the East Coast and the West Coast.
So in Marina Del Rey, 500 grand gets you more sand than space, with 900 square feet, 1 bedroom, and 1 bathroom. But easy access to California's famous climate, plus some artistic inspiration on LA's western edge. Marina Del Rey also has a kid-friendly area called Mother's Beach. It's a 12-acre beach staffed by lifeguards where moms can let their kids paddle around in a lagoon with no surf. Just ahead, this mid-century Texas ranch surprises with eye-catching accents. And later, an Indiana home with a bathroom.
How's it going, Mama?
Good.
Coming up on what you get for the money. Welcome back to What You Get find out with their unique Corpus Christi ranch, they wound up buying it twice. One of the top tourist destinations in Texas, the Corpus Christi area boasts over 100 miles of Gulf Coast beaches, but less than 300,000 city residents.
The lifestyle here is very, very laid back and comfortable.
So yep, y'all, this is the Phoenix C gel polish. And this is the shade V224. It's like a lavender. And then this is the base coat, and I'm gonna do like a matte top coat.
This was in an old prosperous neighborhood in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's called the Delmar subdivision. Well, Tina and I have always had a liking to it, and so we've had 4 houses in this area.
We've lived on this street 3 times.
You see, Chuck and Tina have
And this right here is some soak off.
before they resell. But this 4-bedroom house didn't.
Yeah, file, and this right here is a mini UV for $1. Yeah, Fina polish and acetone. Polish remover together. Yep, and this right here is a little UV pen. And I'm using this right here to scrape the polish off once I soaked it. And I had gel polish on before, so it's like an at-home pedicure.
We've kept almost about half of the original.
Or manicure. It's an at-home manicure. I ain't gonna do my toenails, I'm not gonna record it for y'all. So yeah. At-home nails, how cute. At-home manicure. I like this lavender color. Lavender is actually my favorite color. But this right here, I'm letting it go to 99 3 times. And then under here, I don't know how many, I think this might be doing like 60 seconds. I don't know, for 1 nail at a time. So that's what I'm doing. And before you saw me spraying, it was some, if you saw me spraying, I don't know if I turned it off or not, but it was some alcohol. And this right here, file for the bumps. So you want it to be smooth. They really don't take long because it's UV. So this was the last, that's the second coat of polish on here. Let me do the second coat of polish on here. Let me do that matte base coat. And this one, and then this one. And if you lose count, then if it's 2 or 3, just do it one more time. And if you go 4 times, even better. And stop for a water break. Do a sip of that. Yeah, file, and this right here is a mini UV for $1. Yeah, Fina polish and acetone. Polish remover together.
It's something you think, oh, if you live here long enough, you get bored of that. I've never gotten bored of waking up and looking out the window to this amazing view. Even architecturally, we've tried to keep our bedroom as simple as possible. There's no TV in there, and we really try to enjoy the outdoor space with our space in our bedroom. When you go to sleep at night, you actually feel like you're going to sleep outside. It's kind of a nice, relaxing way to go to sleep.
The master bath rounds out the condo space.
One of my favorite things about the apartment when I first saw it was the bathroom, because I love a big bathroom, and it's very unexpected in a small apartment. It's got a great big shower and tub and a double vanity, and I just love it.
In fact, it's about the same size as the galley kitchen. Vincent and Marissa added $17,000 worth of upgrades to the modern condo, from stainless steel appliances to an espresso-hued hardwood that contrasts the light decor. It may seem like a cozy fit for 2, but Vincent's even found room for his inner artist.
Coming from New York, I was able to, to really utilize and be comfortable with working in small spaces. The bonus out here is the use of light that we get from the large windows. By actually working on the wall, I think you kind of get a sense of what it's also going to look like presented when I'm showing the work.
Except that paint and a white color scheme can sometimes be trouble.
And this is the danger. I need a studio. I came to Los Angeles thinking I'm going to work for a year just to try to save up me kind of a dream come true to live in a place where, you know, aesthetically is something that inspires me every morning is, I think, the most exciting thing for me about living.
With their eyes newly open to the benefits of life at the beach, the Saratellas think that they might stay a while.
I think to have this kind of, you know, open space is, you really begin to appreciate a lot the differences between East Coast and West Coast.
So in Marina Del Rey, 500 grand gets you more sand than space, with 900 square feet, 1 bedroom, and 1 bathroom. But easy access to California's famous climate, plus some artistic inspiration on LA's western edge. You know, Marina Del Rey also has a kid-friendly area called Mother's Beach. It's a 12-acre beach staffed by lifeguards where moms can let their kids paddle around in a lagoon with no surf. Just ahead, this mid-century Texas ranch surprises with eye-catching accents. And later, an Indiana home with a bathroom.
How's it going, Mama? Good.
Coming up on what you get for the money. Welcome back to what you get for the money. We all know people who make a habit of fixing up homes only to turn around and sell them. But when our next homeowners tried that with their unique Corpus Christi ranch, they wound up buying it twice. One of the top tourist destinations in Texas, the Corpus Christi area boasts over 100 miles of Gulf Coast beaches, but less than 300,000 city residents.
The lifestyle here is very, very laid back and comfortable.
So yep, y'all, this is the Phoenix Sea gel polish. This is the shade V224. It's like a lavender. And then this is the base coat, and I'm going to do like a matte top coat.
This was in an old prosperous neighborhood in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's called the Delmar subdivision. Well, Tina and I have always had a liking to it, and so we've had 4 houses in this area.
We've lived on this street 3 times.
You see, Chuck and Tina have
And this right here is some
homes and
soak
fixing them
off.
up before they resell. But this 4-bedroom house didn't.
Throws apart at Teen Annual Meeting. It's lighted like Cameron, keeping your electricity flowing, and its members like you enjoy some of the lowest rates in the nation.
I started this at 9 and it's 10:19, so it do take over an hour, okay? But no more than 2, so 2 hours tops. Okay, so I'm going to put it under here and do each finger. I might not. I might wait until I put the mat on because it doesn't even feel sticky. But it did go like, what, 4 times? I forgot that the top wasn't on there. Good, so yeah. Alright, so second coating on the right hand.
Things settled down. I told myself this time would be different. I transferred my past credits to University of Phoenix and didn't have to repeat courses. Because I transferred prior eligible credits, I was able to graduate 6 months sooner. It's never too late to bet on yourself and go back to school.
Welcome back to what you get for the money. From an English manor in Evansville, Indiana, to a Cape Cod in Arkansas, and a modern condo on the shores of Hawaii, these $500,000 homes show that exceptional style is possible at any size. According to some of its residents, Fayetteville, Arkansas is one of the best kept secrets in America's real estate market.
And I can fill up this. And what you do is you get a little, see, it's a little cotton at the end of this right here, or you could use a regular pointed Q-tip. And I'm cleaning the around the cuticle, because once you let it cure up under the UV light, it's gonna be stuck on there. So get it while it's still running. Get it off your cuticle, off around your skin. And what I have in here is fingernail polish remover and acetone. Same thing that's in here, it's in these little things. And so you just clean it and then you can cure it.
A 15-foot deck serves as a gathering spot and offers views of Fayetteville's rolling landscape. A little slice of heaven for one big family at just under $500,000. We're on the banks of the Ohio River in southwestern Indiana. This is Evansville, the regional hub for the tri-state area. We're on the east part of town in the Lombard Avenue Historic District.
We are just a minute or two from everything in town.
Let it kick for
What
99
Todd and
seconds.
Kristen Tucker like best is spending time at their backyard fire pit with their sons Max and Jed.
I wanted a lot of seating so that a big, large grouping of people could sit around.
They bought their 4,600 square foot home 4 years ago and started adding some personal touches.
We recently replaced the old Formica countertops with this really nice granite.
It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home, but the master bath came with a story.
The bathroom was modeled after the Four Seasons Hotel Suites in New York.
And after a visit to New York, they confirmed it.
So, I guess we're living at the Four Seasons here in Evansville.
A little Hoosier hospitality for just over $500K in Evansville, Indiana. Honolulu, Hawaii, in what used to be the business district, is now lined with more than high-rise hotels.
There's a lot of people that are moving into condominiums because of the convenience.
In one of the most expensive cities in the nation, $500,000 can get you a luxury condo, a bird's-eye view, but only 600 square feet.
So to be creative and have a nice design style, yet add in functionality is a challenge.
A challenge designer Rick Cowan met head-on when he was asked to update the kitchen of this 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo.
So the kitchen was really no bigger than this wall right here.
Rick designed this custom cabinetry that squeezed function out of every inch.
And as you can see, they put pots and pans, everything in there for cooking, and it takes advantage of otherwise a dead corner space.
As does a new soapstone countertop.
Tremendous amount of workspace here and prep space next to the sink, and we just doubled the whole usable space in the kitchen.
Compact sophistication overlooking an ocean paradise for $500,000.
It's a UV lamp. The brand is Bolasun. B-O-L-A-S-U-N.
All the islands within the Hawaiian archipelago, as much as 1,500 miles northwest of Hawaii, are part of Honolulu. Well, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. What you get for the money. Today, a tricked-out townhome in Tampa is the ultimate in urban luxury. And a high-rise
Yep, I got my silk robe on. I didn't bring myself. I was gonna do my toenails tonight, but we're gonna do them tomorrow.
Just ahead on what you get for the money.
After I'm taking a shower and then going to bed.
Welcome to what you get for the money. I'm Mike Siegel.
Y'all, base coat time.
I like to be what you would call the sous chef, work beside him and do the small things that make the dish a big dish.
Let's see how this turns out. If it looks matte, so it's gonna look glossy.
There we go. It's a nice artwork to cover it up.
Speaking of TV, check out the second floor media room.
We designed with 3 different screens, so on any given Sunday during the season,
How's it going?
we can have
Y'all, it's matte.
In the Oakley neighborhood for a time. Never heard of her? Well, you might know her better as Annie Oakley.
And it needs to be cleaned up and stuff like that, but I really don't care. First, this one is glossy, so I had to put some more top coat on it. But I don't know, I might have accidentally put some base. At first, I don't know. It looks so cute, but the cleanup, well, it looks cute. The cleanup is going to be hard. And it'll come off your skin in a couple days. You could like a drill and try to clean it. If it's cute, it's cute. I just am not doing anything. Okay, this is the finished product. This part's on my hand. I'm going to have to get a drill or whatever. Thanks for watching.